not all smiles today. It's Saturday and I didn't want to get out of bed. So this is definitely a week where everything is hitting me at once. Really just trying to grasp back control of my emotions, but I know for a fact like it's not going to work the same this time. I'm attempting to complete a client's program construction that I've been working on for about 3 weeks now, which she could have been had it, but it's just been so much going on mentally. I wasn't in the right headspace to do it. Yeah, I had a pretty bad breakdown this week. I was triggered. I was definitely triggered, and I noticed that every little thing that happens, it sets me off now, and not in a negative way. It's just like it's a breakdown because I haven't really had a chance to I haven't had a chance to talk about the experience yet, because first of all, if you haven't gone through grief, if you've never lost anyone, like when you go through it, you try your best not to think about it because of how much it hurts. So it's like you're trying to heal, you're trying to grieve, but at the same time, like, you don't want to go there because it hurts too much, but you have to. At times, people may not understand exactly how to deal with you while you're grieving, because it's not much that a person can do for you when you're grieving except just be there. Like, just be there. And I am learning to be okay with not being strong. And that is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's something that I have to do in this season, like through my grieving process. Like, I have to just allow myself those weak moments. And of course, more than anything, like, I don't I don't want to post this. I don't even know if I will. But it's just a moment of just showing exactly what a bad day looks like. And this isn't even the worst day. I would never document my worst day, solely because I would never want to rewatch that. I will say another thing I've noticed about myself is that I don't know how to lean on people. And it's not an independent, extreme independent thing. It's just, I'm so caring and nurturing to other people and their feelings, because because of the way I understand life. I try not to burden the people around me with how much I truly am struggling, like mentally and emotionally. So it's like, you also have to be careful, because you don't want to push people away in your grieving process because you're trying to figure out how to deal with your own emotions. So take some time alone to just reset, set boundaries, and don't be upset if someone crossed those boundaries. Just let them know, hey, you crossing a boundary. I placed a boundary there for not just protection of me, but protection of whatever friendship or relationship I'm dealing with. So communicate that you need time. Communicate that, you're not having a good day. Communicate that. Communicate exactly how you feel. And honestly, like, I can't tell y'all how I feel. I just know it hurt. It hurt. It's not fair. It doesn't seem fair. And I am struggling with just finding my reason again, because she was my reason for so long. We'll just say the hardest part is finding a reason to live when you're in a position that I'm in. And you know, I'm taking my time through life. I'm not rushing anything. But it's just, I wish that she would have been here for my first child, for my wedding day, all of that. Like, it's not, that's, none of those things are something that I'm rushing in life. So I'm just trying to do things the right way. Just trying to build my career before jumping into that. And that's really just because, like, it's just so often, even growing up, like, people around you, you're expected to find a husband, start a family, and be a good wife. And, you know, right in 2022, hell, 2020, that's not where we are anymore. So I'm really just wanting to build my career and then get to that part, so I don't have to struggle, or my kids don't have to struggle the way that I did. But I am, and don't be embarrassed of your breakdowns. And that's something I had to get over this week. I had to get over. Like, my breakdowns are bad. It gets bad. And this week was more of anger than anything. It was just anger coming out because I was triggered by anger. So you gotta find a reason to keep going. And when you can't find that reason, just keep telling yourself to just keep going. And eventually you'll find a reason. You know, I wake up every day, and the hardest thing to do is find the urge to just get out of bed, or want to get out of bed. And even going to work, it's just like I'm moving through life unconsciously. Like, I'm just moving through life. Like, I'm just staring into space and getting work done. Like, you hear people say a lot, like, oh, I lost so many people when I went through grieving, and they just weren't for me. And sometimes it's just, everybody can't be there through your grieving process. Everybody won't be able to handle the level of hurt that you have to heal from, because it's not pretty. It's not pretty. It's not easy. You're not going to be nice every day. You're not going to feel nice every day. You're not going to feel good every day. It's a war. It is a lifelong war. And it starts the moment you put that person in the ground. You have to start then. And you hear people say, you know, just sit in your feelings, and, you know, don't suppress. And, you know, I found myself suppressing in my work. And I stopped myself. I felt myself do it a couple times. And I was like, no, you know, I gotta let it out. I can't just start working and not letting it out. And towards these past I want to say week, 2 weeks, I've been suppressing a bit. And it wasn't I don't want to take about it, so I'm push it to the back of my mind thing. Is because, first of all, it's the thing that you can't push to the back of your mind. Like, it's there. It's there. It's not going nowhere. It's really just, you know, it hurts too much. Like, sometimes it just hurts too much to think about. And I did reach out to a therapist because I need one. Because I haven't had a chance to talk about the details of the experience. And it's eating me from the inside out. It's killing me, for real. Like, I could just feel my mind deteriorating from the pain, and just trying to not turn cold, not to be this cold person, because I don't know how to handle my own feelings. You know, I'm a very conscious person. I'm a very self-conscious person. And I'm going to check me first. And that actually helps me in my grieving process because it helps me identify what triggered me. It helps me identify what I need. It helps me to understand that I can't prevent it, but I can be proactive in knowing what to do and how I'm feeling based on how I'm feeling. So for those who are wondering, I haven't really posted TT Talks because I wanted some time to just grieve personally. I know what I'm doing is motivating a lot of people. And I've heard that multiple times, but I struggle with being in the public eye because I like my privacy and the path that I'm on, not even just, career-wise, but mentally and spiritually. It's going to take me opening up a bit, and that's my struggle. And a lot of people would be like, I couldn't document that portion of my life. But honestly, Mom taught me to always use my testimony to help somebody else. And it would be selfish of me, even though this is my selfish time. It's time for me to focus on me. But because of my calling and because of the things that I know about life and the things that I see on social media when people go through grieving and all that, like, I want to be honest and I want to show people, like, it's possible to keep going and still be broken. It's possible to keep going and not know the reason. It's possible to keep going and not have a reason. It's possible to keep going even when all you want to do is just give up on every aspect of life. And also for those who may be on the fence type believers or non-believers, just because you follow God, just because you have a relationship with God doesn't mean you're not going to have those bad days. He's your support system. So on my bad days, I pray, I sit, I cry, I talk to God, I let him know what's going on. We're not in control of our emotions. And if you are a true believer, you've done your research, you have a relationship with God, you understand that it's not magic. Having a relationship with him is not magic. It's faith. It's trusting that, he's leading you in the right direction. And you'll know when you're going in the wrong one based on your relationship with him, because your spirit will be sensitive to the things around you. So if you're on the fence about whether you believe, or you're the type of person like, oh, I don't believe that foolishness, like, having a relationship with God is the only thing that's keeping me alive right now. And I don't say stuff for pity, and I'm not looking for nobody to feel bad for me, none of that. Because another thing, if you know me, I'm an extremely prideful person to a fault. So it's like, I have plenty of people around me to love on me and be there, not just, monetary or financially. It's just those people who are there emotionally, even if they're not around, like, that they're there. I find comfort in that, and even when my mind tries to tell me that no one cares, no one understands, I'm going through this alone, like, I talk to myself, because I know it's nothing but the devil. Because one thing about the devil gonna attack my mind, like, because of how strong I am, how strong I've always been, and the calling on my life, the devil always attacks my mind first. And it doesn't mean that I'm gonna, just because I have a relationship with God, doesn't mean that when it happens, I'm gonna just be like, oh no, devil, I got this, da da da. Like, sometimes you might get knocked off your feet a little bit. Sometimes you might have to cry, and sometimes you might have to go through those negative thoughts and, pray about those negative thoughts, because they'll come. Like, it's just when they start, you have to stop them. It's not always easy, and sometimes those negative thoughts are able to complete themselves. So you have to just find the will to just say, no, I'm not going to mentally destroy myself today. I'm not going to emotionally destroy myself today. I'm not going to spiritually destroy myself today. I'm going to get up. I'm going to apply pressure. I'm going to fight back. I'm not going to take this laying down. And that doesn't mean you're going to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go work out, eat breakfast, stay on track, hydrate properly, be social. No, because you don't have the energy to give out right now. When you're grieving, this is your time. It's time to focus on you. And when you lose someone, you are finding yourself again. It's finding yourself as an individual living without that person who is so close to you, especially when that person played a major part in your life. So just understand it's a process. It's war. No battle is easy. No battle ever fought was just, oh, we gonna fight today and it's over. Even after you fight somebody in the street, the next day you gonna want to fight them again for even making you fight the first time. Think of it like that. Like, you gotta fight every day. So I'm gonna end it here. I just wanted to hop on and provide y'all with some authentic healing process, grieving process footage. But God is still good, no matter where my mind is, no matter how I feel today. I do have a few things to get done today, and I'm gonna do them. And just if you have a friend and your friend is grieving, and anybody out there, no matter who the friend is, no matter what the relationship is between you, just be understanding in a grieving process. Don't take anything personal, especially if they're upset and they're having a breakdown. Don't take nothing personal. It's a lot that you go through mentally during your breakdowns, and sometimes when people are around, it can get ugly. And I'm just saying, like, it's no excuse to be nasty towards someone, but just understand that it's not intentional. It's never intentional for a person to lash out at you. It's just with grief, especially when a person is that close, like, it's one thing to lose a friend, a close friend, or a close relative, but when it's your mother, the person who raised you, the person who taught you everything about life, the person who poured into you your entire life, the person who you got your motivation to just get up and make something of yourself for, like, it's a different hurt. It can't be compared to any other hurt in the world. And you hear people say, that everybody's pain is different, everybody's hurt is different, everybody processes each situation differently. I just want y'all to understand. Please know and understand. Never compare anything else in life, especially when they're grieving, to anyone's pain of losing a child, mother, or father, if you have not experienced it. Because I'm telling you, if you've gone through things in life and you've gone through a lot of hurt in life, I'm going to let you know right now, it can hurt worse. It can hurt a lot worse. So wherever you are in life, wherever you're going through, wherever you're facing, just know it can always hurt worse. And that's really the thought that crosses my mind daily. Even though I feel like right now it can't hurt any worse than what it's hurting now. It could hurt worse. I still have people in this world that I could possibly lose. I still have people in this world. I have family. Like, when she left here, she didn't just leave me empty. She didn't leave me stranded, deserted, just with no one. I have family that loves and cares about me. I have friends that loves and cares about me. And if you're not careful and you're not a self-conscious person, if you're not self-aware, when you go through your grieving process, you'll start to feel as though no one cares, you have no one, and you're in it alone. Because it feels like you're in it alone. Everyone knows pain does not feel shared. It does not feel like something that you can share. It doesn't feel like something that you can put on someone else so you can have a break. It's there. It's there. It's not going nowhere. For those who are wondering, I'm okay. I am staying honest with myself through my process. I am continuing to pray and be patient with myself and understand that each day is going to be different, and accepting the change that is happening around me, because grief does change you. Life changes people. And no matter how much you want to stay the same after going through any traumatic experience, change is inevitable. You have to change. If you don't change, you're going to be miserable, hurt, crying, and just this bitter, angry person every day. So to avoid that, just be open to change. Be open to not being the person you were before it happened. Not being the person you were before the traumatic experience arrived. Like, be patient with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And just remember that it's a lifelong war. It's an everyday battle. But you have to fight back. You can't stop. Giving up is not an option. And even if you are a believer, giving up is not an option, because you give up and you cross that line and you make that decision for yourself, you're never, especially if the person that you are grieving is a person of faith and they made it through. Taking yourself out, you ain't gonna never see that person again, so it's pointless to even do that. I don't believe in this new thing of people believing that there's no heaven and hell. It's real. I can tell you from experience in life, from seeing things, hearing things, being in the presence of things, heaven and hell is real. Demons are real. Angels are real. So, and they are just as real as God is. So, I'm going to try and get some work done today. I didn't get out of bed till 1, so technically this is good morning. So I'm going to attempt to get some work done today and get in a better headspace. We probably going to listen to some music. I might cry a few more times, but God is still good, man. So no matter what you're going through, God is still good, and always apply pressure.